Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans, welcome to the No Shave Man Cave. I'm Ellie Jair.
I am a disappointed Jay Tilley.
What? Hold on, let me flip through my Rolodex of the top 500. Wait a minute. You are number. Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree. Hey, man, I am pumped that we're going to talk about this in a professional wrestling manner. The top 500 just recently came out, and they debuted and announced and released and showcased the top 10 on Busted Open, along with Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray and the PWI staff. They went through the top 500, and I'm calling some BS rankings. And then we have at 174, Omos. We have one of the brilliant minds, in my personal opinion, in professional wrestling, Bully Ray, at 177. And right below him, JD McDonough.
Well, and then you got Nick Aldis at 57. Right below him is Tyrus. Like, what? And then, Sammy Guevara doesn't even break top 50s at 51. Darby Allin at 49. Like, I don't know exactly their criteria. I know they look at July to July. And, maybe we can run down the top 20 here and just kind of give our opinions. But, yeah, I don't get it. I look at this list, and last year was decent. There were some still controversial ones, but I feel like whoever they picked this time, like some of them, I can go back and forth. Like, we'll start at 20 and work away. We'll just go through the top 20.
If I could really just pop off a couple of cool ones, I'm a huge Jay Lethal fan. Shout out to Machismo. Thank you for meeting up with my guy over at River City WrestleCon, signing the title. He came in at 101. Shout out to you and everything you're doing over there. I'd like to see the Machismo character come back, but it's whatever. To my young lady, I bid you congratulations on breaking the top 100, Billy Starks.
Yeah, that's a good one. 96.
Super, super cool. Very, very cool. I was like out of my mind when I saw her come out, and just the enthusiasm and just, me being a little kid in my brain, just super cool. And to my fellow Devil Dog, Steve Macklin, carried the title for Impact. He's got a bunch of injuries, so hope to see him back and healthy, along with Deonna Purrazzo. But he made the top 50, coming in at 41. So hoorah, Devil Dog, and keep doing what you're doing. So, but yeah, cool, man, crazy.
And also, friend of the show, Bougie, came in higher than last year. I think he was at 396 this year. So we met him at WrestleCon 2 years ago and go back and forth on Twitter every once in a while. But nope, I lied. He came in at, oh my gosh, I don't see him now. Oh well, I know he's in the 300s, and he made quite. Oh, there he is. 368. I was wrong. Dyslexia got me. 368, not 386. So, but so yes, some of those are cool to see.
Yeah.
And there's some people in the top 10 that I really, really like, but I don't believe they deserve to be in the top 10. And then there are people like, okay, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Who, specifically Sami Zayn, who is so intricate in one of the biggest storylines, the Bloodline, in WWE.
Seriously, yeah.
Came in at 21. Didn't even break the top 20. Kenny Omega, 25. So I was upset at that one at first, and then I thought about it. July to July, okay, he was out for a lot of it. There was a controversy backstage. okay, I'll let that one go. I'm okay with him slipping down. But how are you going to tell me Darby Allin at 49 with the year he's had up into July?
Yeah.
Jay White is only at 32. Matt Cardona is only at 31. And, like, these are guys who are out there just doing crazy. Chris Jericho at 24 blows my mind, too.
Yeah.
I mean, just the things he's done in AEW to help the younger talent, the storylines he's been in, the matches that everybody's like, oh, it's Jericho. This is going to be not a good match. Oh, this is a really good match.
Right.
And, Bryan Danielson, I get, again, injuries. Okay. Like, understand he was out for a little bit. And now we're kind of breaking into those top 20. I don't understand Bobby Lashley at 19.
I mean, when was the last time you saw him in the ring, not in a suit? And you're like, oh, and you brought up a great point last year when we were talking about recency bias, and I was going back through my list. I texted you, and I was like, yeah, you could tell when I wrote my top tag team list, and that was right after the Briscoe trilogy. And huge Briscoe fan, rest in peace. But I was just like, man, going through some of this, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let the top 20. I'll go, I'll sort of try and wrap my brain around the top 20. But then you look at Trey Miguel. Props to him. He's on Impact, tag team champion. That's sick. But then, like you said, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they've been facing everyone who's anyone. And, I'm going through here. And if we're talking about quality of opponent, record, significance in storylines, all this other stuff, where do you see the first member of the Judgment Day? Why do you only have one member of the Bloodline in like the top 100? And Nick Aldis, who was in this like nasty dispute, not nasty, but in a dispute with the NWA. And then he goes on this like uber independent tour. And you don't have, like, me personally, I would think that Matt Cardona, even as a Matt Cardona fan, and you would think, oh God, he's going to say number 2 right behind Cody Rhodes. Well, okay, hold on. I would say like top 50,
Yeah.
Because he's on the grind. He's making his name for himself. Edge comes in at number 50. That's like pure name recognition. And shout out to, Edge or Copeland or whatever he's going to go by when he shows up in AEW. And what would be awesome is if they were to go back and play. We'll talk about an awesome feud idea if we want to talk about cool feuds. But if he goes to AEW, but Edge, coming in at 50, Darby Allin, way more active than Edge, way more active and significant than some of these other folks on the list.
Yep.
And then you have Jay White down at 32. When you think about the time period, I mean, he was in the thick of things. And the whole time when I was like, I'm just thinking in my head, Jay Tilly is over here going, yeah, there might be some recency bias. I mean, I don't.
So
yeah, I don't,
even
I
if there
got-
was, right? So just Bobby Lashley, for example,
Yep.
since I started him up, I just pulled up his recent matches. So just to go through Bobby Lashley's year that PWI judged him. So from July 2022 till about September 2022, he was in a feud with Austin Theory for the U.S. title and The Miz. Okay, cool. And about October, Mustafa Ali and Matt Riddle joined it, and The Miz squashes all them. Then you have him going in to a feud with Seth Rollins. Doesn't last long. Then he's not on WrestleMania. Then he's on Royal Rumble. Gets eliminated. Has one match with Brock Lesnar. Feuds with Baron Corbin a bunch. Then he loses to Bronson Reed. Back to feuding with Theory as of April of this year. Has a bunch of matches with Theory. Like I said, then he wasn't in Then you see him disappear off the screen, and he comes back and beats Karrion Kross twice. He beats Baron Corbin again twice, just recently. June of this year's last stuff that I've got on here for him. How are any of those matches or feuds like lead to being in the top 20?
Yeah,
and not that I don't like I don't want to come off as like I hate Bobby Lashley. I like him a lot. I think he's great.
Right.
But you look at that, and like what I was comparing to was Sami Zayn, who's in these great storylines and blood feuds and all this. So just very interesting.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I don't know who number 18 is. Alexander Hammerstone.
MLW. He was
Okay.
pretty much a MLW faithful. He's been a champion a couple of times. They have an open weight and middleweight championship.
Okay.
So yeah, that's he's an MLW guy. So,
which admittedly I don't watch a lot of. So which is weird because I watch a lot of everything else.
No, and I think because it's sort of like this grungy, just north of Lucha Underground. The production is really good, and I can't wait wherever they land on their TV deal. I'm so excited, and I just hope it's not on Thursdays because then I'm gonna have to flip back and forth or record one or watch the other when it comes to Impact. So, but yeah, no.
Speaking of showing up on places, Max. Apparently, that's where AEW is going to land. Just a heads up. I saw that today.
Oh man.
Yep. But going down the list, then you got Will Ospreay at 17. I think that's way low for Will Ospreay. Yeah. I'm trying to remember though when he injured his back and was out. So again, it could be an injury that left him out of the ring for a little bit of time. Masha Slamovich, great. I think that's good at 15. I skipped over Bryan Danielson. We kind of already talked about him. Samoa Joe at 14 surprises me. I think that's a little high for Samoa Joe.
Really?
I do, because
he's been the TV champion for almost a year. But then you make a good point, because how often is he defending the title? What is the quality of his opponent? And he's in matches, but he's not defending the championship. I take that back. He's in programs, but he's not defending the championship. So that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're taking this into account, their time frame, he he won the Ring of Honor Television Championship in January. So he only had it for 6 months during this year. Yeah. But again, he's one of those, like, I like Samoa Joe again. I didn't think his work in AEW was great when he first got there. I think it's great now. I think what he's doing now, and he's kind of found that passion again, it seems like.
I love when he walks away.
Yeah. He's got the very best. Nope.
Man, when CM Punk took a launch, man.
Yep.
Just like a quick sidebar, shiny object. CM Punk came out with came out on top of What Culture. Shout out to What Culture and Simon, all those guys. What Culture did a ring attire episode, and CM Punk's tribute to Randy Savage when he passed away, unfortunately, with the pink and yellow. He came out as one of the top recognized, and it sucks, not having.
I don't even see CM Punk on the list. Maybe I missed him.
And like you go and you're like, okay, who's the first woman? The top woman on the list, Masha Slamovich at number 15. She was your GCW World Champion, like, of the whole show.
Yeah.
She doesn't carry a title in the organization that she's contracted under in Impact. Super active. She's doing a lot of really good things. But when you think about women's professional wrestling, I mean, to the and I don't want to say casual fan, because casual fan be like, oh yeah, Charlotte. But I mean, yeah, to see Masha Slamovich and not that she's not deserving, and if I'm speaking out of turn, I totally apologize, but I think her as the number one, and then you don't have another woman listed. Freaking Matt Cardona at 31. The next woman listed, isn't even in the top 50. So you're
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
the women are putting in the work. They're having main
where's
events.
Sasha Banks? Where's
Willow
Becky
Nightingale,
Lynch?
Sasha Banks, not Willow Nightingale, but Ring of Honor World Champion, the Women's World Champion, Athena.
Yeah, Athena.
I mean, she's been a champion like almost this whole entire year. Really cool to see Jacob Fatu. If you haven't, if our peeps haven't had a chance to check him out, just look up Fatu. And then, I mean, Tyrus, he went out on his shield at number 58, and the Book of Hobbs shows up on our list at 59, and Finn Balor at 61. I mean, he's now the tag team champion, majorly involved, and a lot. Daniel Garcia at 69. He's probably pretty happy about that. Don't make it weird. And there were some college football players, and the NCAA issued a warning against excessive and unnecessary hip thrusts. So college game day getting ready to kick off Saturday. You can catch your football games, Fox, ESPN, ABC, NBC. I'm a big Notre Dame fan, so you know where I'll be catching mine. And I thought it was funny that the NCAA listed excessive and unnecessary, and first thought that came to mind was Daniel Garcia.
Yep. So I've got one that's going to probably blow your mind, and that's Vikingo. I think 5 is too high for him, personally. I love the dude. Think he's great. But how does he get in the top 5? Now, I will admit, I don't watch as much Triple as I can. I catch it when I can, but I just think that's really high. And now, if they're just talking work rate, then that dude's busting his butt. But I don't know how he's ahead of MJF or Orange Cassidy, for that matter, in my opinion, or Okada. Like, those are 3 that I would have probably put a little ahead of him. Cody Rhodes again, like in number 10. So it's great he made it.
Oh
I think it's
God.
great. But my biggest disappointment is number 1.
We'll leave number 1 alone for a minute.
Number 1.
So when I was watching this, or when I was thinking in my head, okay, who's gonna be number 1? And I thought to myself, I was gonna be surprised by who was gonna be number 1. So I was like, okay, so I wrote down a bunch of random names, and I was like, okay, maybe it'll be Jon Moxley, maybe. And like the whole time, not one time did I write down Roman Reigns' name. I was like, there is no way that he can be number 1. He'll get the honorable mention at number 2.
Nope.
But the criteria, he hasn't had enough matches. Quality of opponents, obviously top notch. And all of them have been extremely significant. But then when you talk about El Idolo del Vikingo, he's everywhere. He's been the AAA Omega champion like the whole year. But then you're like, well, wait a minute. Don't wins and losses matter? And I've seen him on AEW programming, and I've only seen his hand raised once, and that was in a tag team match. Now, like all of his GCW matches, and he was on another one. He's been on Impact. He won on Impact. And, he's doing all these great things. But, that's a great point. I mean, although he is everywhere, should he be over MJF? Well, MJF was gone for a few months during this time. But then when he was on, when did he lose? And you're like, that's a good point. So there's a lot of like contradictory statements. Right. And
and not only that, like what impact? So I guess that's another thing I look at is the impact on the business.
I like that.
When I would
right when you said impact to business, I'm
maybe
like,
we'll do our own top 10 list. But
who's
like
selling
impact
merch?
To the business?
Who's like when I went and and I'll go on every
Yeah.
now and then. I may have a couple bowls of Loudmouth Super and Eddie, and look up random titles, and next thing you know, I'm buying the All Atlantic title. But it's like, who's selling merch? Who's moving the needle? Who's got talking about finishers and catchphrases, dude? I mean, oh well, you're just a WWE mark. Yeah, but we watch like everything, and to not see in the top 100 LA Knight, like, okay.
Well, so I know I said that before we came on air, but when I saw it was July to July, it makes sense because his rise of popularity just happened. So if he continues this, he'll definitely be on next year's. And like they talk about the things that matters because I just found the criteria. It's win-loss record, championships won, quality of competition, major feuds, prominence in the promotion, and then overall wrestling ability. I still don't understand Seth Rollins like as number one, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to come on and chat real quick about it. And the one thing I want to say to everybody listening is, hey, if you agree with these, awesome. I'm not going to fight you over it. It's just us giving our opinions. Some people got really butthurt over this, and I'm like, guys, it's just a list. And yes, I'm frustrated with this list, but my own personal list is different. That's fine. Like PWI, trusted news source, and a lot of the wrestlers read it and like it, so I'm fine with it. Like, I'll support it. I don't understand it all the time, but I'm not gonna poo-poo on you and your opinion if you think this is the best list ever.
All the wrestlers that made the list, all the way down to number 500, Andre Chase, all the way to the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. Kudos to you. And when we do our list, I'm sure we will we'll be off by a few, but at the end of the day, we both win. We all win with great competition in professional wrestling. Masha Slamovich, shout out to you, girl, coming in at number 15. Very, very deserving. You've been on the grind, and I'd love to see you holding that Impact Women's title. So see what we can do about that.
Yep. The one thing I will say about the list, though, is when I every year when it comes out, I look at it and go, oh, I don't know this person. Google, paste, let's see what they got. So it's funny how you discover wrestlers via the list, because just looking through it, there are people I'm like, I don't recognize that name. I'm gonna have to go figure out what they do and what they do. So that's pretty cool for the independent guys that are out there grinding away. Tony Khan might do the same thing.
Let me look at the top 100.
Who can I sign? And him being such a wrestling fan, I could see. Dude. Yeah. Yep. I mean, look at Nick Wayne, right?
I'm so
he made the
happy
list.
for her.
I didn't know until I researched him. Billy Stark, another one. So, yeah, good stuff.
Not yet. Yeah. I don't think it's.
Do you think she'll beat Athena coming up?
I don't think Ring of Honor is there yet. I think if she were to have gone over to the NWA, because NWA just hit the reset, and they are like every single champion is completely brand new. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's a matter of time. If I could see her winning, yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to say I could see her winning the TBS title. But shit, you know what? Give it to her as they're getting ready to go on to Paramount, just like they did with Brock Lesnar and Kofi Kingston when they moved to Fox. You get that big boom! Holy cow! What the hell is Ring of Honor doing?
Yeah,
they've got this baby as their world champion. Well, age doesn't matter. When you're a champion, you're a champion. And new Ring of Honor world champion. Shoo, that'd be cool. I just got goosebumps. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I say
goodness.
Give it to her and then move Athena to AEW. Yeah. Yeah. I say give it to her, move Athena to AEW, and put Athena in a title
That'd be a blast.
contention with Saraya or whoever's got it after this coming weekend. But that's it, guys. We wanted to cut some a little shorter shows for you, so we're going to start putting these out a little more frequently. Want to thank everybody for listening. Remember to like, share, subscribe on YouTube and Rumble. We appreciate all the support. Check out our podcast, No Shave Man Cave, wherever you get your podcast from, even ones that I didn't know existed. So check it out. We are on Threads, X, anywhere you get your social media. Facebook is up, but not quite done yet. So we'll work on getting that together. Appreciate everybody.
Thank you to all of our
you know what time it
rumblers.
is. Take us home,
if
brother.
That's a thing. To all of our Xers. Don't make it weird. And to all of our friends and fam, thanks for checking us out. The following and the love is so freaking cool. Just like we're sitting here right now watching ourselves on YouTube. This is so cool. So keep doing what you do. Really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. And when you get a chance, come on back. Until next time, friends, fam, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you on the floor.